Hi again, I'm Dana Foss. I specialize in commercial and development real estate projects. And I had a couple of questions regarding the infrastructure. One having to do with drainage, which I didn't see a lot of information on, and I know that there have been some issues in the past with drainage in Dixon and how that's going to be handled, surface drainage. The other issue was the water, and I believe we're within the Solano Irrigation District, the Solano District region, and I'm wondering whether or not there are restrictions for drilling wells within their district. I know in Vacaville they were running into some issues at one point that Solano felt that by tapping wells into their aquifer was depleting their water source. So those would be my two questions.
Okay. You know, I have some answers, but probably I'll let the city engineer, he'll probably give a much more detailed response than I could.
Let me see if I can handle those questions. In terms of drainage, there's really two issues when we're talking about the Northeast Quadrant specific plan area. One is site-specific drainage on those properties within the specific plan area. Currently, the policy is that each property takes care of its own drainage, so they put in some type of detention basin to take care of the drainage issues. Another issue in that area is there's a regional drainage joint powers authority that the city of Dixon participates in with several other agencies. As the city develops, it increases the amount of runoff that heads south and east into the farm country, which results in flooding of farmers' fields. And there's been a number of litigation cases over the years, so this joint powers authority was formed to deal with regional drainage issues. So these issues are constantly being looked at. We at the city are working with developers when they talk about new projects in the Northeast Quadrant in terms of how they will handle drainage. We're always looking for opportunities to perhaps group together properties' drainage issues into one basin rather than a whole bunch of smaller basins all over the place. So hopefully that answers the person's questions regarding drainage. In terms of the water, the way Dixon's water system works is there are two different water purveyors in the city of Dixon. In the older area of town is the California Water Service, Cal Water. It's kind of like a donut. In the center, the donut hole, is Cal Water Service area, and then the surrounding ring outside is served by another agency, which is the Dixon Solano Municipal Water Service, DSMWS, and that is a partnership between the city and the Solano Irrigation District. We do drill wells to provide our water supply, and we do have a certain spacing requirement between our wells so that they don't infringe upon each other's cone of depression in terms of how they draw water. So we work with SID. They serve as part of our technical staff in terms of making the decisions about where a well goes, how deep a well is, how large a well is in diameter, things like that. So hopefully that answered the questions.
Okay. Mr. Simmons? And then we'll get to you, Sandy.
Just before Larry starts, I do need to ask if people could sign in after they conclude their comments.
Okay, very well. Sorry for the pause. Well, that one works.
That city pin doesn't work, does it, Larry?
Well, this one doesn't fasten either. Well, I'll sign that before I go.
There
Thank
you go.
very much.
All right.
Sorry for that.
Not a problem.
Well, anyway, in a sense, you know, at the very moment with things going like they are, it of course sounds like pie in the sky, but that's not true. I think you have been given something which is a good template for the general plan development and a good template for the thinking of the Planning Commission and the city and this body. We don't know when the tide's going to turn and when it's going to get better, but it sure is a good idea to have plans and considerations of possibilities ahead of time, So this has been a very valuable presentation, I think, although it probably seems a little strange now.
Thank you, Mr. Simmons. Well, Ms. Persons and then Mr. Dreck. Sign in, please. Wasn't that an old TV movie or a game show? Will the contestants please sign in or somebody like that? Shows you how old I am, huh?
You better stay away from that. Jack.
Hi, I'm Sandy Person with the Solano EDC. Nice to be here tonight. Thank you. I wanted to echo much of which Steve spoke about, but emphasize two what I think are really critical components. We are entering possibly the most golden age of infrastructure development in the past 100 years. And it's so important to pool our resources to take advantage of developing all the capacity we can for infrastructure development. That's what Steve's report said. That's should be paramount. Secondly, the prospect companies do not view infrastructure as an incentive. It is an integral piece of the portfolio that they look at. So you can't view it as something we will provide. We're seeing more and more of that, and I think Dixon's opportunity in partnership with UC Davis and your core profile for agriculture, biotech, energy, all will demand that that infrastructure needs be addressed. So I just wanted to be emphatic about that. And probably lastly, our experience is that markets are dynamic, even though you have a tremendous amount of available land. And if you look at a historical average of absorptions, that shows an incremental amount. Markets work very much in peaks and valleys. We are in a valley right now, but that can change rapidly. So be prepared, the Boy Scout motto.
Thank you, Cindy. Mr. Drack?